How's it going, everyone? How's it going, everyone? Let's see. We have August, Michael, Warpcore, Bruno, Sora, Martin. Warpcore. It is 9:30 a.m. Yeah, it is a bit early for me, but I mean, it is a reasonable time. Cheops, how's it going? Okay, let's head on in game here. Sora, you're working on your temporal account wide unlock level 6, or of the 6 level 4 Duff. Yeah, that's a bit of a task to get done, but it's good to have it done. 12:30 a.m. here. Yeah, that's close enough. Robert, Jonathan. Warp Core, I woke up an hour and a half ago. I went to bed at a reasonable time. It is something I am capable of doing. So let me know if the audio is a little bit lower than normal. I'm trying this without the inline amplifier that I have, just to see if this is better. Aircat, Dan, Theo, Ebony, Estrek, Jay, Cooper, Michi. Very loud car going by. Michi, you gonna let Cheops just sit there at number 1? Can't let that happen. Kurt, Scotty. Weird seeing with the highlight in the room. I know, terrible. The entire room's just a complete disaster right now. Thankfully, the camera is not showing all of that, but yeah. Tore this room up quite a bit yesterday, working on the computer. Okay. I want to just check some exchange stuff here first. Watcher, bridge officers, price per unit. Still a bunch there at 20 per. Geist. Warp core, terrible. Okay, so I'm probably going to do a video on this tomorrow, but I now fully expect the Lamar to drop in about 2 weeks on October 17th. There's an R&D weekend in the overview window on the journal, and timing wise, we've seen a new ship added to the game premium wise, like middle of the month, the past couple of months, and with an R&D weekend starting there, I'd expect it to be R&D promo packs. So I am now fully expecting the Lamar or the Voyager A from Star Trek Prodigy to drop here in about 2 weeks. Yeah, Dan, this month's bundle is a bit underwhelming, to put it lightly. Yeah, the issue with the older premium ships is that a lot of the recent event ships and C-store ships have basically been equivalent to what would have been Lockbox or promo tier a couple years ago. There really isn't too much of a difference between the premium ships we've gotten this year and the C-store and event as is. So for these older premium ships, they just don't have the appeal they once had. Yeah, Martin. Okay. For some unknown reason, people keep asking me to do a torpedo build on the Typhoon. I think that's not smart to do. I think the Typhoon is not a good torpedo platform, but people will not stop asking me about it. So I am going to do a torp boat on the Typhoon. I'm going to absolutely hate it after using it for about 15 minutes, and I will then rage over to a different build. But people will not stop asking for it, so I am going to give the people what they want. The issue with torps is they are a lot of micromanagement, and people don't do the micromanagement, so they just sit there and auto-fire their torps, which just obliterates their performance. Cheops, save me. Yeah, but Triz will put together very off meta things and be perfectly happy with them. He has a different set of standards. Kurt, how's it going? That Lamar, I'm sorry to tell you, I believe it's going to be temp intel. The question is it a side dread? Is it a multi-mission science vessel? I don't see that being, the type of ship we want. Okay. Let's get a new loadout slot. Torps. Yeah, the issue with torps is just the level of micromanagement, and if you're over on console, just don't even waste your time. Like you can't, with console you don't have the ability to like even auto fire your torps. You have to go through and like do your ability wheel crap, right? For firing the torps. Mark the Chief, that is absolutely going into a promo box. I'm sorry to tell you. Lazarus, pretty much just override subsystem safeties. The Eagle is the absolute best torp boat in the game. There's literally no competition, and everything that is not the Eagle, once you have flown the Eagle, is going to feel like garbage. Because the Eagle gets to fire torps, like, is it 3 or 4 times faster? Like, it is, you just have the ability to fire so much faster with the Eagle. Okay, EBM, let's get Delphic, then Neutronic. Oh. And I'll do just a single Maelstrom. Get 3 mines aft here. I'm just going to go Thoron infused and call it a day. With the blade mine in between. I apparently need to craft deuterium, so let me get those going while I do this. Part of the reason I didn't... There's a couple of reasons I didn't do a torp build in the Typhoon vid that I did. The main reason is because those builds, those 4 builds were all extremely similar, and the torp build would have been drastically different. But it's also... I just don't feel good about recommending torps right now. Obviously there's a subset of players that absolutely go crazy about them, but I don't think these are the types of builds that should be promoted to the player base at large. They're just a bit more niche. Alphatron, how's it going? Alright, let's get a new loadout slot. Torps. Oh, it's fine right now. Mariko, yeah, the Typhoon event's pretty good. If you're burnt out on the game, then don't rush back just for it. But it is pretty good. Terrible, Nick. And Lorca console. Find this. Elitist YouTuber claims most players are not worthy of torpedo builds. Bro, most people won't even hit their damn abilities like on their trade, like their bridge officer abilities. Like I went in, did my daily earlier, and like I'm in Minadarian, and I don't know if people are just not wanting to do things because they see an Adarian in there, but like only one person hit their bridge officer abilities. If people don't want to hit their bridge officer abilities, they're not going to be willing to do manual fire with torps. If you can't even get people to hit a firing mode for their beams or cannons, what chance is there they're going to go through and do proper micromanagement with torps? Documents, how's it going? No scoped? Yeah, I know. I can't believe it. Warp core, I'm sorry. Sorry to have yelled. Scuba, thank you for the sub on Twitch. Much appreciated. Avrod, how's it going? Okay, so let me make this tactical. And so I want to do ETM on this. Yeah, it's rough. That can be rough. People don't hit their abilities. Nice, Michael. Okay, I'm going to do chronometric. Yeah. Just gotta hit buttons. Okay. And this lets me free up the engineer for another tactical. What did I do with my computer? I delidded the processor. Okay. My screen's gonna go black for a minute. Yeah. Give me just a minute. Okay. So I delidded I went through and delidded the processor. Yeah, the computer is a bit dusty. So took the IHS off, put some liquid metal on it, and I put a direct dye cooler on it. That's what I did. Well, it was a matter of just in general, the temps with the system were a bit ridiculous. even with me lowering the max power to 200 watts, it was still hitting a ridiculous number. So now it can do like 250, 260, and it's still like 15 Celsius lower. It's crazy. Bug, how's it going? I need to clear everything off of my 10, 9, and 8 trays. Also need to like nuke most of my traits. Get kinetic precision on. But Cheops, there are people that voluntarily want to do this type of build. The issue is that even during the Torp meta, like most of the people trying to put these types of builds together were not like micromanaging their Torps, so it was rough. It was rough watching most people try to do Torp builds because they suck. They absolutely suck to do. But it is what people want. Kinetic shearing and Torpedo pre-fire sequence. Great wise. Just bear with me while I'm getting this all set up. Thank you. I went right over rapid emitting armaments. I also went right over subspatial. And for the last trait, the Achilles Torp trait any good if you literally have nothing else? Oh no, I could do ceaseless. I'll probably just do that and call it a day. You want me to do ETM? So the issue is if I do ETM, Nicholas, I'm losing a lot. But if you think that is what I should do, Nicholas, then I'll do it. I get my beam fire at will on. ESV. And given I don't have the other size seat now, I'll put jam targeting back on. ETM. DJ, can you explain how the entropy mechanic works? Basically, there's some temporal abilities that give you entropy when you use them against a target. So they'll build up stacks of entropy on that foe. And there's other temporal abilities that will scale their performance based on how much entropy is on that target. So if you use, I don't remember which temporal abilities, are entropy builders and whatnot, but like Heisenberg here, I use that on a foe, +1 entropy. If I then go and use one of the other temporal abilities that directly does damage, it's going to scale that damage based on how many entropy stacks are on that foe. That's basically how it goes. Cyrus? All the negativity is demotivating. I'm sorry. X, thank you for the sub on Twitch. Yeah, Exodus still works. The reason you don't see Exodus as much nowadays is because Intel team still has a 1 second cooldown, or 1 second activation time, I mean, and the other stuff doesn't. Okay. X doing good. Yeah, ultimately the issue with like trying to build up entropy is it does take a while. And most stuff dies really fast in the current state of the game. My tray is not in a great order. Okay, I'm just going to move stuff down and deal with it in a moment. Time to start working on the torp trays. Let me get this just moved over to the center for right now. Need to shift everything down by 1. Literally every high-end build is cannons. Every high-end record-setting build is cannons. Yeah. Beam builds are, because Fire at Will sucks right now, it generally ends up being that beam builds are lacking. Because you're basically like, you've got beam overload, but beam overload is single target, so it's just single target's never competitive in, you know, high-end DPS. Okay, dark matter, matter, dark matter, there, Delphic. Sorry if I'm being just a bit quiet. The getting the trays all set up here with torps is fun. If you're curious about Torpedo keybinds and setting up trays like this, I do have a video going over it, which you can find on the YouTube channel. Spoiler is, it sort of sucks to do. Okay. It's not perfect, but let's give that a save. Go over, grab some deuterium. Nice, Osiris. Photomatter field projector is great. Does Cryptic ever make old mods bundles available again for purchase? Yes. They haven't since January. You know, my hope is, and I've said this, you know, the past couple of streams, is, you know, hopefully, you know, before the end of the year, either Black Friday or during the winter sales, we'll see them pop back up. We'll find out, you know, in the next couple of months. Recall my incident slot. Of course it didn't. Lonnie, how's it going? Yeah, Fire at Will needs to be much better. Yeah, I don't know why all of the specialization firing modes have to be single target. It's just a disconnect between the the design and how the content is, like the disconnect between systems with how content is actually played versus how they want it to be played. No, I don't think we're going to see 10 forward again anytime soon. No, my recall mines is already on, or relocate mines, yeah, it's right here. But I do need to actually put that on all the trays. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah. Would think they do it on Black Friday. You would hope. Yeah, so that is what I mentally have been preparing for a while of, you know, okay, I need to start saving up and just be ready for that so I can get the things I want then if it does pop up. Okay, projectile weapon officer. Do crit chance and severity. And for security officers, Mark, thank you. Nicholas with the 50 gifted. Oh boy. Nicholas, thank you, man. Nick is very happy to see me going through and doing torps. He enjoys watching me suffer. Again, Nicholas, I appreciate it. Okay. Well, let's take it right into an infected. I don't know how many more names I could fit on the members list. I'm gonna have to start making it scroll. Yeah, it should be set. Let me just double check traits. In a quick glance, it looks fine. Scroll, you say? Yeah, I'm just gonna have to scroll. I think dropping a torpedo on like a 5-3 layout, like for do, it depends on how much weapons haste you have and what torpedo you're trying to use. If you're using a maelstrom, the maelstrom can generally still perform well enough to be worth using. But the reason I didn't run like the dark matter is because I had so much weapon haste on that build where dropping or dropping a dual beam bank for the torpedo was losing me like 40-50k DPS. Hey Kithy, how's it going? Okay. Let's do a TFO here. You guys know which one I'm going to go for. When you're doing DPS stuff, always load in from ground. It's a lower, or it's a shorter animation, so you get into the map faster. And with torpedoes especially, that's extremely important, so you can start spamming mines out right away. So infected to conduit elite, public queue. That popped immediately. Yeah, it's basically Everwind just, I had so much weapon haste that the dual beam bank just made more sense.
The situation is grim. All
Remembering already. Being a bit rusty.
scanning the nanite transformer. Got it. Additional data available.
Very rusty.
The nanite drones can repair the transformers. Stop them.
Should be quick there. My bad. I messed up that spread. Michi, thank you for the support. Much appreciated.
Sensors confirm that the transwarp conduit has been destroyed. However, our
Yeah,
scans of the
Nick,
starbase are still being disrupted.
Nick likes to
We
see
will
the
need to send an
torpedoes.
away
He gets
team
very
there to
excited
look for
seeing them.
survivors.
Low deeps, I know. Not even 2 mil. Not even 2 mil. Does Beam Overload with Ball AP work? Yeah, you can do that. Ball anti-proton is good. Stun does come. There is a lot of gifted memberships there. Again, Nicholas, I appreciate it, man. Okay, so let's do more Torp stuff here. Okay, let's do public queue. Let's do cure found. For true suffering, click random elite. That would be, you know, true suffering. I hit it. I hit random elite. And you know what it did? I think it just took me into cure. Because of how many others queued up for cure. Dude. Is it cure? Cure? Yes. Now I'm getting my cure done with the random.
Warning, ship is under attack. Target shield has failed. Force shield failed.
Go. The legendary. The legendary is the only sovereign that is like even remotely decent. All the other ones just sort of suck.
Warning, ship is under attack. Warning, ship is under attack.
Good night, Nick. You're on. It's time attack. Time attack trials now. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that was explicitly my intention. Not anytime soon. I think we just we just had an upgraded event, you know, what, like 2-3 weeks ago? The legendary is part of the 10th anniversary bundle, which is $200. But alongside that, you're getting a bunch of other ships. The Vizier that's in the mud store, it's really not that great. You can get the Intel one for $30. That's also not really that great of a ship. Why is this ad 10 times louder? Yeah, the issue with torps, yeah, definitely is it's very static. You know, with what your torp selection actually is. The vast majority of torpedoes in this game are absolute garbage. It's not like beams or cannons where you can just run any variant and be fine. With torpedoes, if you're really wanting to push them, you have to go with, you know, very specific torpedoes. You need the EBM under high yield for the amount of damage that does to a group of targets. You need the Delphic from the Lobby store under high yield because that does a lot of damage to a single target. You want Neutronic from the was it Delta Rep? Um, because that does a lot under spread and it can still do fine under high yield. Dark Matter for that two piece, and because it does do fine under spread. And then of course a Maelstrom. Waldo, how's it going? Waldo, I do not like seeing that it's saying it's going to be in the 90s today. It's 67 out right now. It's telling me high of 92. I don't like that. I don't like the temp res today. Good, how's it going? Oh yeah, I've got an AC. It's just This room, especially when I've got the door closed, which I tend to do a lot because the niece will bug me otherwise. It gets a bit warm in here. Yeah, it's just with torpedoes, you're really going to be static with your options. You don't have a lot of flexibility if you're looking for performance. And then all of the little pieces to really maximize the torp build. You know, like any build, it's expensive. I don't know. I really don't like recommending torps anymore. They can do a lot of damage, but like in a game where you struggle to get people to even hit a firing mode, like who the hell, you know, is going to go out and bother to set up the trays and actually, you know, follow them all the time? Most people don't. You know, most people don't want to hit their fire at will or beam overload. And with a torp build, if you're looking to actually do it right, you know, going through and making sure you're firing the right high yield torp, the right torp under spread, it's just a bit of work that most people are not going to go through. A little pool stream. Okay, let's do a Hive Onslaught Elite public queue. Someone's gonna have seen what I did and just troll me. It was not teased, it accidentally leaked. I got it 2 for 2. I gotta remember with torps be doing that. Gonna have a Reddit post going and complaining about me abusing the random system later.
Ship is under attack.
My timing with this stuff is atrocious.
And perfection. I am
Now's where I'm gonna die. I need to get out of here fast. And here I go, teleporting myself right into the middle. Okay. Double cutscene, of course. I need to just remove the cutscene from this. It sucks. I am not tapped in, okay.
your efforts are
I was like, what happened? I accidentally tapped out.
Destroy this vessel, and I will claim another.
That was terrible. Yeah, the double cutscene sucks. Yeah, yeah, thank you, Michi. Much appreciated. So why am I so negative about torpedoes?
With us.
There's the manual fire aspect, which sort of sucks. There's also the fact that if you have another player in the run with you, using torpedoes also, shooting the same target as you, you're going to cripple each other's damage output. Because torpedo builds are absolutely reliant on concentrate firepower 3, which is a mark on target ability. And it only gives you, it only gives out one stack of its effect every 2 seconds. And if you have a teammate in there firing torps, they can steal that from you. And you really need those CF procs to reset your torp cooldowns and to get another high yield. So, like, imagine if you were on a beam overload setup, and in order for you to get your next beam overload, you have to be hitting this target, and if another person running beams hits the target before you, they can get the beam overload and lock you out of it for the next 10 seconds. That's sort of, you know, the equivalent here with concentrate firepower. I know I'm very negative about torps, but that is because unless you are absolutely aware of the negatives around them and you're willing to deal with that, you just shouldn't bother setting up a torp build. Like, it is, they are a very tedious build, and I don't think most of the people asking for torp builds quite grasp the limitations and the issues that they have. Okay, I am missing some stuff in chat. DJ, the D7, Merrick Work of Flight Deck Carrier. That's always good. Or Mere Warship for Terran Goodbye. How do you deal with shields on a torp boat? You just ignore them. You hope for the shields to be shut down, and you hope to be able to get through with your shield pen. Why am I using the Voven teleport? Because of the universal console cooldown reduction. That's pretty much core to the meta right now. Like, if you're doing longer duration content and you're not utilizing the Voven console, you are hurting your performance. And there are ways to use it without teleporting, which I've covered in prior videos. Billy, that would be nice, especially like in Hive. XGym, how's it going? Tachyon beam's too slow, and it just sucks in general. Shield drains in this game suck. You're much better off to go with just shield disables. It is just much more effective to just shut their shields off rather than try to drain them, because all the drain abilities are just really weak. Like, when you're looking at most of the higher end runs, you know, the way that we get around shields is Tachyon net drones, carrier wave shield hacking. The issue is on a DPS build, you just don't always have room for that stuff. Mia, how's it going? Got any tips for loadouts? No, I don't, because everything I've tried eventually just ends up not working. My loadouts get screwed up all the time. But yeah, as soon as there's multiple torp boats in the same run, it's just an incredibly frustrating experience. Is there a good turret cannon build? Clone 87, yeah. You basically just take a good dual heavy cannon build, and you take the DHCs off and put turrets on. There you go. I'm saying that most people that go in trying to set up torp builds don't realize what they're getting themselves into and end up with lower performance than they could get from a do build. I think tort builds are very powerful. But they are very niche. They're also not great in lower difficulty content. You know, with these tort builds, you're heavily reliant on concentrate firepower, and that is an ability that can only be hit every like 15 seconds. So if you're going into advanced content, you mark it on a target, the target dies after a single torpedo because power creep. You know, you're then sitting there for the next 10 plus seconds waiting for your concentrate firepower to come back up. Yeah, microvacs. Fire at will is that weak. Yeah, a single cannon CSV build on a 4/4 will beat out a fire at will setup DPS wise. Yeah, Sean, the likes are appreciated. Okay. My destiny is in chat's hand. I've queued up for random elites. We'll see what I get. Okay. I don't know what I've been put into, but we're about to find out. Yeah, my luck is it's going to be some content where the things all die really fast. I still haven't even went through and done the Nicole on this character yet. Swarm? Yeah.
Glad you could make it. Welcome to...
The correct way to play this TFO is to close the game. Ugh. Legitimately, the correct way to play this TFO is to just leave it.
Vessels at the nearby shipyard. The shipyard is west of our location. Hurry! The enemy is closing in! unknown vessel on sensors. What is that thing?
This is your doom, Federation!
The enemy's closing in.
Engineering crews, to your posts. I've got a plan. This is Lieutenant Commander.
Where's this thing at? There it is.
Multiple enemy ships on sensors. We can use some
I made
help
the
back
speed
here.
right past it. Let me fire first.
That should do it. Direct hit.
Okay, I did grab one. Didn't look like I actually had one.
We can't hold out much longer. Activating all distress beacons.
That should do it. Direct hit. That should do it. Direct hit.
Better make
lost the
something
start of
happen out there and fast.
Oh
We're almost
no,
in
what a
range of
shame.
enemy's weapons.
Now to some good content. Okay, so what is the next skill we're gonna get? Honestly, an early failure for that TFO is the best outcome. I was going back and forth grabbing the cores. I was doing the objective. I was doing the objective. No, I don't know what more you want from me. I was doing it. What is the best how to aid mission to get good buffs? Doing good DOFs from the Suliban cell ship. You can do all 6 of them at the same time. 2 objectives? Oh, what a shame. I didn't realize. I was so busy focused on that one objective, I didn't realize there was another. What a shame. I see that my actions have resulted in me not being able to enjoy such premium content. Alchite, how's it going? I should go into a private Days of Doom and practice? Yeah. Oh, we're gonna get like a grav kills. But yeah, Jonathan, you can do all 6 of them at the same time. So the way you do it is you open one, but you don't start it. You then close out of the window and you open up the next, and you don't start it, and you do that till you have all 6 of them. And then once you have all of them there, they'll appear in your personal tab, and then you can start all of them. Lazy YouTuber DPS chaser pulls innocent players into random TFO and causes failure for the rest of the team. Look, I truly apologize to anyone that is offended at what happened in that Days of Doom. I don't play that TFO often, and I was so hyper focused on getting them warp cores from point A to point B. I just didn't realize that I need to go help the starbase.
The Herc are about to overrun the...
Because people want to see the torps. They think it's the best thing ever because they've seen so many content creators over the past couple of years promote these builds as being the best thing ever. And they suck. I need to rescue these ships. Must save the Jem'Hadar ships.
Well done.
No. Pretty much concentrate firepower is like the core ability to making Torps like competitive. If they ever did anything to CF, it would completely just ruin Torps. Like they are so heavily reliant on CF, it is
The
ridiculous.
Refugee.
Got this.
Ship is under attack. Warning.
Head to escape route Beta. Protect the refugee ships. Refugee ships heading down escape route Alpha. Protect them.
I haven't heard anything about the Halloween event.
Hurt ship spotted at escape route Gamma. Get over there. Herc Dreadnought on sensors. Be careful. Refugee ships heading down escape route Alpha. Protect them.
Any rumors about the 15th event? No, not yet. Still a bit early for that. As my second account heard anything though? No.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
Head to escape route Beta. Protect the refugee ships. Herc ships spotted at escape route Gamma. Get over there. We're speeding up the evacuation. All lanes will be utilized. Herc ships spotted at escape route Gamma. Get over there.
Hi, Sora. Well, it's the lower deck stuff is because it's final season.
Head to escape route Beta. Protect the refugee ships. Refugee ships heading down escape route Alpha. Protect them. Hurt ship spotted at escape route Gamma. Get over there.
I think we'll see some Prodigy stuff before we get back to Strange New Worlds.
Refugee ships heading down escape route Alpha. Protect them. Head to escape route Beta. Protect the refugee ships. Hurt ships spotted at escape route Gamma. Get over there. That's everyone.
Yeah. I think we'll see Voyager A later this month. Like I was saying earlier, we have an R&D event starting on October 17th, and I would not be surprised if we saw the Voyager A drop right there. I missed some stuff in chat, so let's get caught up here. Counterpoint next. Whitebeard Norwegian, glad to help. Yeah, and I think people are really hoping that this new Voyager A is going to be like a a nice sovereign variant, but I think it's going to be either Science Destroyer or a science multi mission science vessel. It's going to be one or the other. Yeah, I think we'll find out in 2 weeks that it's in the promo pack. Okay. Getting some premium Torpedo Typhoon content in today. Yeah, I just don't see something that is a Voyager variant not being a science ship. What would be the best Klingon ship? The D7 Merc Worker Flight Deck Carrier? Oh yeah, look at that. That is the type of random system that I like to
The
see.
situation is grim. All attempts to hail the starbase.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
We will add your technological and biological distinctiveness to our own.
Scanning the nanite transformer. Got it. Additional maintenance.
Did Agony knock off? Apparently not. It's just really slow.
The nanite probe can repair the transformers. Stop that.
I did Knoxbat.
Culture will adapt to
Fortress.
serve ours.
Well, no sports that time.
Sensors confirm that the transform conduit is being destroyed.
Side
However,
destroyers
scans
don't
of
have
the
a hangar
starbase
bay,
are
and
still being
I think
disrupted. We will need to
it
send
would
an
be
awake-
a crime for them to not have a hangar bay on the Voyager A. Temp Barrett where it says 5% expertise. So it just when that DOF is slotted, it just passively wait, when did I hear? So when this is slotted, it just is gonna passively give you an extra 5% from everything. So if you earn 100 XP, it's gonna give you, an extra 5. What is there going to be a Reddit thread on? Is it going to be my failure in that Days of Doom? Or is it going to be elitist DPSer, hating on Torps? Yeah, I feel like it would need to have a hangar bay. Cool. Reading messages. Gatekeeping torpedoes. In a game where people don't even hit their firing modes. The elitist DPSer says to not do a torp build that requires lots of micromanagement. There's been a few threads. There's one recently about the Dilex. Terrible neopharmist. Yeah, that's true, Phil. But there's another playstyle that can do 2 mil. What are some good DOF packs to be opening right now? Fleet support. Fleet support DOF packs are the ones that have a chance to drop those battery duty officers. I legitimately didn't realize the market was going to do that when I mentioned them in the video. But yeah, the battery DOFs are good. And the fleet support DOF packs are where they come from. How do I deal with stow burnout? I stopped doing the content that's burning me out. You know, I at a minimum, my baseline is just event daily and just check and exchange stuff. I find that I really don't get that burnt out doing that, and especially with the events that we can use the Nadarian on, that makes life a lot easier. I know a lot of people absolutely hate the Nadarian Defender, but I think for myself and a lot of other people, that is a tool that helps keep us engaged in the game and helps prevent some of the burnout. Because if you're going into like a Starbase 1, Resistance or Defense, either variant, you can pop in that Nadarian Defender, completely cover a good portion of the map, and contribute your fair share just doing that. Then especially with the event versions just being on normal, makes life so easy. Elite Bozeman for SS30 Space Firebee. No, that's a good ship for that. So yeah, the Tau Day aid missions, those are only accessible on the Suliban cell ship interior. I mean, if you're a KDF player, you've got access to the marauding missions. Nice, Phil. Congrats. Do solo ISA and HSA to prevent burnout. Terrible chi-ups. That is one of the nice things with like the DPS chasing is you can create your own goal. So you can give yourself new ways to interact with the game, you know, on the space or ground maps that are supported by the community. And you don't have to compete for the top of the table. Unless you're in a group, you can't anyways. But you can still set your own goals and have some fun that way. But yeah, marauding missions and sector space on a Klingon or Klingon aligned character, those are always really good. I need to clear out some weapons. I'm gonna start posting some of these dirt cheap. I I just want to clear some inventory space. So if any of you are wanting some of these weapons, I'm going to pop up a bunch of assimilated beams Mark II. We're going to do 250k per. And I am going to just keep posting these because I would rather have the inventory space right now. So if any of you want any assimilated beams, then there you go. Do I have any Herald stuff? I might somewhere, but not anywhere that I can think of off the top of my head. I think the 15th bundle will be, you know, the same format we've seen the past couple of years. I do... So we obviously don't have any leaks for it yet, but I do have an expectation based on, you know, a lot of the ships we've seen so far this year, like redesign-wise, and just some of the stuff Thomas has tweeted. I know that he's really into... like the Lost era stuff, for that like TOS era, side of things, and I would expect that we're going to see a lot more, we might see some ships that are based on that era. Because, you know, I don't know if Deck is retaining Thomas. They did pick up Bordicus, like, hired to stay on long term. But I don't know if they're going to do the same with Thomas. Thomas is still there. So I could see him doing a bundle of ships that he just has always wanted to do. And I know he seems to post a lot about the Lost Era stuff. I can't even get this from my mail. Going so fast. Yes, whoever is buying the assimilated beams, I hope you enjoy. Thank you for helping me clear my inventory out. There will be a 15th bundle. It'd be stupid for them to not do that. Well, it's just that I've opened so many Borg lockboxes recently. I have so many of these weapons, and I'd rather just dump them. Yeah, if you guys want, like, you know, your own set of assimilated plasma, then here you go. I think we'll have another Muds bundle sale before the end of the year. The question is it going to be Black Friday or is it going to be the end of the year winter sale? Now, something to keep in mind too is the Dilex is not in a great state. So as is, it's taking almost a month for orders to go through. So if you are looking to take advantage of a potential Black Friday sale or a winter sale and you're looking to convert your deal to Zen to do so, you need to do that sooner rather than later. If you wait until the end of this month to try and convert your, or to try and get the orders listed, they may not sell in time. So it really is important that you're going in and getting your dilithium sold as soon as you can. Yeah, absolutely, Mark the Chief. I would like to see the pick 3 choice packs down to $100 worth of Zen. Like the 75% off would be ideal, but if they could even just take it to like 66% off to make it an even 100 for the pick 3 choice pack, I'd be fine with that. Yeah, I mean, Azimdal right there, that backlog is enormous and it's not going to get better anytime soon. So if people are wanting to be prepared, they need to be taking action now and not waiting. Given the price of these ultimates, I think I'm going to try to upgrade these rather than just sell the Mark IIs, because if I can get them to ultra rare or epic, that like triples the value. Okay. I do have some agony beams here too. I know people love agony because they think the damage on it is actually a thing all the time. They don't realize that it's part of the 2.5% proc and that the tooltip's lying to them. So if you guys are wanting to buy agony weapons, I'm going to post some up at 2 mil a beam. That's a bit lower than the market value. You missed the 4-ship muds bundles. I get why they're not doing them anymore. I personally would rather have the 3-ship muds bundles, because that way, you know, if you're actually interested in all of them, you can just get them for the pick or get them from the pick 3 choice pack rather than needing to do the mega. And I have some more weapon packs to open. Need to find whoever's doing the UI for the game and get them to fix this interface. I've complained about this for years, but this interface for opening weapon packs is just atrocious. The entire Infinity UI just needs to be revamped. I got an Omni. Okay, what are these Omnis going for? Me had the debuff traits still have value. I just I think with the amount of haste right now, I mean there's pros and cons for both directions. You know, I think I have seen her Twitter account, Pepsi. Yeah. I'm going to post this Omni up. For anyone that's wanting a flipping opportunity, I'll give you guys a good deal there. There you go. That's 20, almost 30 mil below market value for anyone that wants it. Thank you. And with that, that should have enough, or should give me enough EC for another 10 keys. The drop rate on the Lockbox Omnis is rough. Sensor linked is by far the worst.
This could be your day.
Yeah, I have enough room on this character to open some of these DOF packs, so let me get some of these other ones cleared out. Okay. Do I get any battery DOFs? Let's clear out the commons and uncommons first. I did get the ground version of the battery quartermaster, the biochemist. These biochemists, there's a lot more of these on the market typically, but people in general, I don't think people realize how good this stuff is. It's used all the time for any high level ground stuff, but um people spam devices on or batteries on ground all the time, like the kit overboosters or whatever they're called. Yeah, 2025 is what that's going for. Did I get any rares? I did get a rare quartermaster. Those are 15 right now. I'll put this one up. If any of you are looking for a KDF quartermaster, here's one for 10. A rare one. Okay, nothing else good there. And now let's get some keys. Okay. I'm going to go Borg Lockbox and hopefully get some Borg Doff packs. Those are always really good. Not today, apparently. Okay. This is not a great drop. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the getting UD definitely was the more important thing to do right now, Phil. The Delkina is great, but getting UD, like for DPS chasing, that is a pretty important trait. Avrod, I would honestly just go type 7s in both of them. Unless you are just really wanting to go and try to get some DPS from your hangar bay. But in general, for what's going to provide you with the most DPS overall, it's going to be 2 bays of type 7s because of how much they buff up the rest of your build. Yeah, the Omni restrictions need to be changed. It needs to be unlimited Omnis, but you can only put them in aft weapon slots. I think that's what they need to do there. Oh, something sold. Yeah, on the D7 Merrick Worker Flight Deck Carrier, yeah. I would say to just focus on your weapons and run the type 7s. Just gonna check to see if anything's sold on a variety of characters here, if I can remember what characters have stuff posted. Why not send the Doffs to the fleet? I think that was one of my characters that's not in a fleet, so I sold a Borg Vandy Shield. Okay, I might have enough. Almost enough for another set of keys. Yeah. Put 8 isomags on your D7 Merc Worker and then just run 2 bays of Type 7s, and that's going to be the best performance option. Yeah. This game, balance-wise, not great. Need Doffs for base holdings. Yeah, Avrod, if you want to do that, that would be like going DHCs with CSV would be the better DPS route. I mean, obviously, if you want to do the beam rays, then, that's your personal preference. But if you're looking to max DPS on that, then DHCs is what typically is done. Gotcha. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, in the early days of the game, they really were trying to keep things a bit more in line, but that just was something that they could not keep up with. First box was a ship. Oh, gotta love it. The very first box was a liberated Borg Command Juggernaut. And the duty officer is a 34 of 47. So it's a good thing I got the ship. Unfortunately, the liberated Borg Command Juggernaut is one of the cheapest lockbox ships to get. The reason for that is because the Borg lockbox is really profitable to open for the Borg DOF packs. So there ends up being a massive supply of these ships and not necessarily a ton of demand. Yeah, so that's up for $395, and it's not a bad ship. It just, again, there's so much oversupply of it. 34 is 150. What is the K or the Fed version? I'm going to put this 34 up for 100 because I don't think it's going to sell at like 150. Yeah, it is. It is a brick. It absolutely is a brick. And let's open a Terran Empire Agony phaser pack as well. See if I can pull like an Omni or something. Yeah. Yeah, it is in one of the Muds bundles. Indeed. Dragon. What are the best Borg DOFs for Drew DPS? 24, 26, 27 are the most popular. 24 has a power buff on it. 26 can buff dots, which is really important for like a plasma setup. And 27 has the crit buff on it. How to get Borg lockboxes? You can just buy them off the exchange. They are a bit expensive nowadays. So a stack of them, a stack of 10,000 is 65 mil, which I mean isn't really that bad in the grand scheme of things. But the Borg lockboxes, the reason that they are popular to open is because the DOF packs have a 7.2% chance to drop. And those Borg DOF packs tend to sell for on average 80 to 90 million. 90 mil is more common as of late. So they're just a really high value item with a decent drop rate. And it's really interesting to see. When I did this opening back in, but this was a couple years ago, but I did this a while back, and at the time, the Borg Jug was already considered cheaper at like 680 mil, and now it's even cheaper. but the DOF packs have increased in value. Yeah, this is like if I was going in and I was opening 10 bill worth of lockboxes, I'd probably take a look at Borg. Infinity can work really well at that level too, but the Borg can also be quite profitable. Yeah, the thing is the Borg DOF packs from Infinity have a lower drop rate than the ships. Yeah, some of the deflector officers have interesting spikes in value as people realize their value for certain types of builds. Um, I know especially in PvP that there's some of them like 35, 37 that tend to be a bit popular. Which Borgdorf has the crit buff? It's going to be like 24 or so. 27 does. Let me just show it real quick. So 24, when you hit attack abilities, chance to set power levels to max for 5 seconds. When you hit miracle worker abilities, you can potentially get 2.5% crit chance for 30 seconds. 27 is the other really popular one. That's attack intel. Nice fire. Yes, 27's the big one because crit chance and severity. And it's also the intel DOF, so it's attack intel, and most high-end builds want to have intel on them. Intel is just a really good specialization to have on a ship. You know, and honestly, we're at the point with how important OSS is. If I'm looking at DPS platforms, if I see a ship that doesn't have intel, I'm very hesitant to even pick it because override subsystem safeties is just so critical to how I build a lot of my ships nowadays. Yeah. Just gonna check a couple characters quick. Is 27 down to 750? Has it crashed in price? So that is a KDF one too. So when you're buying these Borgdorfs, make sure you're using only show usable items at the bottom. Otherwise, you may accidentally buy one for the other faction. Typically, the KDF ones are going to be cheaper, but there are some cases where the Fed ones may be cheaper. It really depends. But yeah, the 27 KDF is 750 right now. That's not a terrible price, to be honest. I sold mine about a week or so back for right around 875, 900. Yeah, the Adamant's in a much better position now with the current meta. Temporal Intel is a really good combo. Yeah. Gonna pop open these boxes and give me some more fleet marks. As far as I'm aware, the effects don't stack. It's more of like you could only get one crit chance buff from the Borgdorfs at a time. It would just be a refresh of the duration of the stack. So if you had multiple 27s on, you would just be increasing the chance for you to get that one stack of the effect, so just better uptime. Nick has been trying the hexes out on his Terran Eagle. Nick, are you still here? You were doing that, right? Navy man, I don't know how long the buyout is going to be for the Dimensional Typhoon event. Yeah, unfortunately I don't know. Thinking about dumping my locators, exploiters to free up some bank slots. I mean, I wouldn't delete them. I would just buy more bank slots. But you know, keep in mind too, you can do what most people do and just store them on ships. Like you just use the ships in your shipyard as storage. Like the reason I'll have builds that just have random crap on them sometimes is because I'm just using them for storage. Like here, my Valdor, that's storing a set of or a set of exploiters on it. This, you know, that's got a set of the pet consoles on it. Like you can store gear on these ships that you have in your shipyard while you're not using them. That is a significant amount of storage that you're getting there. But yeah, just definitely try to store them on as many ships as you can. Is the way. These red beams, these are just Kelvin ones. The ones that just were on the ship stock. I haven't leveled the ship up at all. So this has just all been sitting here for a while. Yeah, this is how you clear out your inventory. What do they look like? Do they look red when firing? Yeah, but they sort of have like a cannonish. It's not like a consistent beam. It's that Kelvin effect. Yeah, and I'm so another way too, if you don't have the bank slots, you know, just get some more ship slots and just again you store what you can on them. I've done that too with Vandies like this, where just toss them on random ships. I know Scoop JFK. I think that X3, when it does happen, will probably be quite expensive. But yeah, look, I mean, look at this. Just within a couple of minutes, I've figured out how much space in my inventory. Honestly, I need to do this for a while. Well, thank you for giving me an excuse to go through and actually get that done. I'd like to get hold of an Elachi escort. Any idea where I can get one done on the exchange? The Escolth or whatever, that is part of a Muds bundle. It's not not super amazing, and it's not available right now, but you know, maybe during the Black Friday sale or during the end of your winter sale, we'll finally see those bundles return. There is also an Elachi ship in the Mud store, if this would be sufficient for you. There's the Elachi Kulash frigate. But the thing is, if you go the proper route, which is going through the Phoenix events to get those upgrades, they're only $1 per. So like if you're buying the X upgrades directly through the Zen store, then yeah, you're paying a lot, but if you go the Phoenix route, it's so much cheaper. Yeah, that's why it's recommended so much that you prepare and stockpile the upgrades. Now he has more room for gambling, yeah. Matthew, you can also try the various trading groups. Like if you're on the Builds Discord, there's a trade area over there. So if you scroll down, there's a trading section. You can post, you know, that you're looking to buy, post what you're offering for it. Yeah, I know. You just have to prepare for it. Always be ready. But that's why I have so many of these E6X upgrades, is because just every time there's an event, I'll, you know, make sure to stockpile to cover the next couple of months. Like I've got 85 just sitting here now. And that's just because last time there was a sale, I just, you know, I went heavy and picked up as many as I could. That's in the Builds Discord, which is also linked in the description down below. I have two Discords, my personal YouTube one, and then there's also the Builds Discord. Okay. I think I know what people want, and that's more Torpedo Typhoon. So I am again going to hit the join random button. We'll see what happens. People want more cowbell. Demo, I did cover that in there. But basically you're just swapping the weapons out and the isomags. That's it. So if I was going over to disruptors, I would do Terran DHC plus 4 Spiral Wave Disruptor DHCs up front, and then aft Pavnomni plus 2 Spiral Wave turrets. But yeah, it's the way that I set that ship up was so that it would be very easy to swap it around. No, I would leave it the exact same.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
Your efforts are futile. Destroy this vessel, and I will claim another.
Core shield failed. Rear shield failed. Right shield failed. Left shield failed.
Very terrible. Vera, how's it going? This is what happens when there's no CF on the target. Look at how slow them corps are. Now there's a CF. What is with the double cutscenes today? It's a bit laggy too, which is double Bovin.
Your efforts are futile. Destroy this vessel, and I will claim another.
This is not the end.
Thank you for that. Yeah, your account bank is rather limited. Yeah, I definitely felt the lag a bit more with that one right there. Diabolic DPS.
You will find clarity. You will have strength of purpose. You will be born.
I wish we had more room in the account bank for both EC and just in general for more items. David, how's it going? Get all that great loot. I like that the random system today has been very, very generous and given me lots of Borg TFOs. I know people complain about that on the subreddit sometimes because they hate getting into infected over and over. but I greatly appreciate it. And no ground, indeed. Spencer is a hoarder? What? No. That's fake news. Just by the by, can you come up with something better to distinguish the legendary Vorcha and Negtev? Let me take a look. Hmm. That's a rough one. Honestly, I don't think the Negtev really has anything going for it, Cthulhu. Like, well, it's 4/4, which just in the current meta. The Vorcha, it's a better spec combo. It's a full spec also. The Negtev is only Lieutenant Commander. I don't know, it's just you're looking for an alternate way to compare these ships. The Vorcha is good, the Negtev is bad. Mavrock, I would still go for the power because you have lots of Cat 2 on a build. But getting the power, you know, that's not something you can really get from other sources. Fleet Moog is okay. You're sketching out a cannon builds for cannon ships article and you've hit a wall on the negative. I mean, I would just set up as more of your like classical 4/4. Even have room for that. That's just a rough ship. Like that's a full commander engineer with no spec on it, and then another a lieutenant commander engineer with that does have the spec on it. It's just a really rough ship. I honestly I don't know what to tell you for that one, Cthulhu. It's not a good ship. By modern standards, it's just a dated layout on it. The Negtev exists and is a choice. That's legitimately the best way to look at it. Infected plus bonus marks is what we all want. It is. The issue with most of the KDF side ships is they suck. The only good ones are pretty much legendary or premium. Yeah. Okay. I'm just asking for trouble today. That's all it is. The issue is they suck. I mean, the KDF side, the ships they have are from an earlier part of the game's life, and they just haven't aged well. It's really simplest answer. I would love a legendary, you know, like legendaries for a lot of the KDF ships, but I think the thing that really holds back legendary ships for KDF is they don't want to spend the time to work on new skins for them. I don't know, like even if it was just a remaster of like the existing skin, I think people would be fine with that so long as they just had better versions of those ships. Because Fed is what the majority of people care about. What did I get? It's just a matter of time. I don't have any ground keybinds set up right now, so be prepared for some terrible
Remember,
ground
you need to
combat
deactivate
here.
all of the devices together, or else the network will reset them. You have 15 seconds to disable the other two Iconian devices simultaneously. The devices are resetting. Synchronize and try again. Initiate shutdowns at the same time. You have 15 seconds to disable the other two Iconian devices simultaneously.
No one hitting the other one?
The Heralds are activating a new set of devices. We need to move to the next area.
It's the fire team people. Am I running too fast for him? On. Okay.
You have 15 seconds to disable the other two Iconian devices simultaneously. The Heralds are activating a new set of devices. Proceed to that location.
Taking damage detected.
I gonna follow? Now we can move on.
You have 15 seconds to disable the other two Iconian devices simultaneously.
Okay.
The Heralds are activating a new set of devices. We need to move to the next area.
Yeah, I can do objectives, guys.
You have seconds to disable the other two Iconian devices simultaneously. A Herald leader is here. Stop it before it can break into the Great Hall. The Heralds are driven back for now, but they shall certainly
Yeah, those
return.
weapons should use polar on.
Chancellor Dimpok remains secured.
There we go. Yeah, they really need to redo the structure of how things are acquired account wide, because that is a big issue for a lot of people, that people don't want to work on alts for the most part, because people want to have their, you know, their really nice starship traits and consoles and all that. But the issue is so many of them are character specific, and there's no way to get them on account wide unlock, which just can really suck. I'm getting a lot of fleet marks today. Yeah, you should need cross faction unlock, so just get a KDF leveled up to 65. Let's get a couple isomags crafted and see if I get lucky here. Disruptor, beams, Tetrion, Tetrion. Not the worst set of rules, but the Disruptor will be worth a little bit. The Tetrion and beams, not so much. Yeah. Like we've been saying for a while, there needs to be a way to make your premium ships available account-wide that's not through the Mud Store. Like, if I get a promotional ship, you know, that ship cost $150 to get on average for a single character. Quite often even more than that. So why is it that I then have to spend the same amount a couple of years later to finally be able to get account wide? Like, if I spent that much and I want it on account wide unlock immediately, there should be a way for me to do that as soon as the ship becomes available and as soon as I have acquired it. They are just so expensive that I just don't understand why they haven't figured out a way to make that a reality. The account as the player is just a lie. Your account is there to funnel and build up, you know, a single character. Some kind of account unlock token? Yeah, we've been asking for that for ages. And if they wanted to help the dilithium economy, they'd put it in as something that costs like a couple million dill or something. It's been mentioned that is a concept that has been mentioned for like the last 5 years. Every month that comes up in a conversation. Every 10 forward they did, that was a topic that came up. I think that there's also a subset of the player base that does like to play on alts, and they see the cost of these premium ships. You know, they look at the market, and a T6 ship, you know, for one of the Lockbox or promo ones, you know, those are at the exchange cap quite often nowadays. So people will see that. They'll be like, that's just for a single character. I'm not going to spend my resources like that. So they don't. Like, there's a subset of the player base that isn't buying this stuff because they do actually want to play on multiple characters. And that is just a missed market that Cryptic never capitalized on. Yeah, the captain bundles not being account-wide unlock, that is also really, really bad. Yeah, Cheops. You know, Cheops, I can't believe you would go through and do what you did. Let's see, Cheops. If I look up your name, I look up Solo. What were you doing the solos on? Was it Infected, Hive? What were you doing? I'm only seeing a single character. ISA Pugs. Okay, so it wasn't Solo. Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know why you do that to yourself, Cheops. Look at that, though. Such an elitist. 1.37. Hi, Stan. Do I get audio pops when I'm at the Romulan flotilla? Been getting them for years? Let me go check. So let's head over to the Rom flotilla. The audio pops are part of Ambient. New ROM has them as well. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. I'll have to boost my audio up to hear it. Okay, so I'm going to boost my audio up for the game. Ambient. I think it's like a footstep that's really loud. I'm going to boost the ambient audio up even further. Have Rod Zero. Yeah, it's just something ambient wise that's like making a noise. Yeah, the singularity core is loud. Okay, that's enough of that. You can hear somebody have a TFO pop up. Yeah, so it's your ambient noise. Yeah, the lithium store does have an area to reclaim traits you leveled up on other characters. Like here, improved polarized hull. I can just grab that, you know, right from this this window. So I want to go do some of these patrols people always ask about. People ask about Starbase 234 often. Those traits are just from some random Fed ships. Basically, back in the day, it wasn't possible for a Klingon player to fly Fed ships or a Fed player to fly Klingon ships. So one of the ways that they tried to make it so you could access the traits from the other faction from the ships that you had purchased was to put in this starship trait, unlock with tab in the Dill store. If you leveled up a ship on the Fed side that didn't have a KDF equivalent, they'd put the trait in here for you to grab on your KDF and vice versa. Queen Elizabeth, thank you for the follow. Yeah. Well, the Quib is one of the original T6 ships that didn't have a Fed equivalent. Let's just get a bunch of mines out here. Oh, for sure. You guys hear sirens? It is because it is the first Saturday of the month, so they always test the sirens here at noon. Just gonna cheese this up a little bit. Spam out some mines before engaging the starbase. The correct way to do it, right?
Warning. Ship is under attack.
Oh, I can't engage it while I'm in red alert. Unfortunate. All that prep and I'm barely doing anything to it.
Core shields failing.
Terrible. I have a KDF here and I want to fly a KDF ship. I'm looking to get a new ship. If you have the legendary battlecruiser bundle, try out the board skew. Okay. More random TFO. More Days of Doom? Don't say that, Mark the Chief. Procyon 5, that is like... Procyon 5 just really bores me. There's a lot of these TFOs that I just am really not that fond of, to be honest. What did we get? Yes. I love it.
Situation is grim. All attempts to hail the starbase have failed.
People are desperate for me to do other content, and it just keeps giving me the best content.
Ship is under attack.
Leviathan? Oof.
Surrender your vessel and prepare for assimilation.
Scanning the nanite transformer. Got it. Do something then.
Agony? I used Agony. I don't know why the stuff didn't die.
The nanite probes will repair the transformers. Stop them.
Oh, something's still alive. Oh. No.
Sensors confirm that the transwarp conduit has been
Streamer
destroyed.
RNG.
However, our scans of the starbase are still being disrupted. We will need to send an away team there to look for survivors.
Plasma Dusai, yeah. That plasma dot with complex is just amazing. No, it's not part of the current campaign. Oh, the ship reward? Yeah. This is the ship from the current event on PC, Dimensional Typhoon, which should be going live on console, I would imagine early November. This is a standalone event separate from the year-long event campaign. You know, speaking of which, I know some of you needed to get your event daily done, so swap over and get that going. Osiris, the difficulty in that is finding a target that will live long enough when you have a bunch of plasma builds going on it or going at it. Plasma trade, I meant. If I said DOF, I was just misspeaking. Resistance to Starbase 1, public queue for anyone that wants to get their daily done.
The Borg are using
So I am in the most hated ship in Star Trek Online to get my daily done. The Kelvin Torps, you basically just use those if you're looking to do a for fun build. They're not great performers, but if you're trying to do constant torp spam, then they're really good. Most loved. Look at this. High quality gameplay right here. Okay, I need to jump.
They're prepping for evac of non-essential personnel and civilians.
Positioning is just slightly off. Chad, it was probably from Nick. He dropped a 50 earlier. So if anyone is looking to pick up their own Nadarian Defender, which is amazing for doing stuff like Starbase 1, it is available as part of the current MUD sale. You can buy it on its own for 4,250 Zen, and it's an account-wide unlock. While you're in the jelly mode, you're not really able to move around too much, but you can use consoles like the Vovin one, or the Cheval console if you happen to have that, to jump around. Some of the other jump consoles do also work very well with it. I just have a bunch of isomags on. Like, this is just a really bare bones setup. So, Cheval console, the Vovin console, the Connie 3 console, then adaptive immersive systems, DPRM, 6 isomags, and then I have a whole image refractors. So the isomags, it doesn't matter which ones you have. Literally, you can buy the dirt cheap ones on the exchange. And it's just the max weapon power buff on them does buff up the ship. All isomags. Any isomag. You can even get the garbage resistance modifier once and slap it on a dedicated Nadarian build and you'll be set. Damn, how's it going? Yes, just grab the cheapest isomags you can, upgrade them up to Mark 15, and you put them on and it's great. Full repair mags make good lazy mode setups. Yeah, good point. Thank you. That reminder. Your actual weapon power doesn't matter, it's your max weapon power that matters. Oh, and it doesn't just do damage, it also heals. So it's healing nearby nearby
An
allies.
evacuation ship is launching. Give them cover.
Reddit headline: YouTuber tells audience how to AFK. Cheops, I'm not mentioning anything about AFKing at all here. I would never say that you could get this exact level of performance while in the other room. Never say that.
Warning.
There's a break in the enemy formation. Get into position to prepare for the next assault. An evacuation ship is launching.
Right here's
Give
what
them
they want to
cover.
hear. Yeah, I know.
Here come the Borg assimilators. Keep
The
fighting.
Cavalier Rift console is based on your outgoing damage, and it's only got 10-second uptime, so it's not super amazing. My controversial opinion for today is that if someone's AFKing in a jellyfish, so long as they're in a good spot, I don't care. It's just when you see someone that's like really mispositioned, or they're just not even trying, it's just like, come on. I've got beams on it. I mean, ideally, I'm just always in the jellyfish mode.
An evacuation ship is launching. Give them cover.
No, just basically weapon power.
Target's shields have failed. Warning.
Raiding an incoming Q. We need to stop it. Hold the line.
Just a smidge too far out of range.
Ah, that ought to
Hull
them
repair
off.
was a good,
For now,
good recommendation.
we showed them that resistance is not futile.
Yeah, it can Vove and jump. That's what I just did. While you're in the jellyfish mode, you can Vove and jump. You can use the Cheval. There's a bunch of different jump consoles that are fully compatible with the jellyfish mode. Yeah, Chadwick, that the new mods bundle would have been good 3 years ago, absolutely, but nowadays just don't care. And I mean, the performance from the jellyfish, I mean, because it when it's buffed up right, you can one hit kill stuff at this lower difficulty, so it does amazing. Yeah, the Nadarian does go on sale for 75% off quite often. And if you're looking for a different type of build for it too that really pushes the damage on it, Nick does have a video where he goes over his Nadarian setup, which he used to get like 1 million, almost 2 million in HS. So yeah, you can get the Nadarian. It's the ultimate event ship, in my opinion. Makes your life easy, and the build cost to even set up a basic build on it's not too bad. Yeah, really a great ship. It gets a lot of hate because of what it is, but if it's used right, it's a damn great tool to have in your arsenal. It makes this current event so simple. You just do resistance to Starbase 1, spend a couple minutes in there. Amazing. I think the people hating on it would change their opinion as soon as they actually tried it. As soon as they tried it and realized the value of it for getting your daily done like that, I think they'd stop complaining real quick. It's just amazing. Yeah, and you can definitely, like Cesar said, build it out to be much more engaged, and especially with all the jump consoles, you can have that thing jumping around. Yeah, I don't even have the Bottle Sentry Mode console. I don't have that ship. No, I think Deca. I don't know. I'd say let's just wait and see. They clearly have been a bit more willing to listen to the feedback. We've seen quite a few recent released items end up getting buffed. So I would say to just have a bit more hope in that regard. Have I been cutting in or out for you guys, or has the mic been pretty good throughout the stream so far? Or have there been points where I just like briefly cut out? Just fine. Do Royal Flush? Okay. I'll go to CSV for that because the torps just are not compatible for that normal difficulty content. This is fine. Royal Flush, public queue. There's been a few cutouts. So basically, I use this preamp, and it's been like having some radio interference or something. There's some sort of RFI that has just been really annoying me. I went through and I redid part of a recording the other day because I didn't like how much interference I was getting with this. Chiaps, absolutely. Hey, the Klingon Dyson consoles turned out to be like one of the best DPG consoles in the entire game. The traits are garbage. There's no getting around that, but that console's certainly been interesting.
Alliance vessel.
Yeah. So the reason I'm not a big fan of this TFO is the super long briefing phase. I ran this for my daily once the very first day, and that was legitimately the only time I've played it. So this is my second time doing this TFO. The briefing timer on it is just ridiculous. Oh yeah, thank you for reminding me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. My toxic gameplay? The issue with EPG stuff is anything I show for EPG, like a console player can't replicate.
So our planet killers can arrive safely.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
Our planet killers are arriving.
Target's shield has failed.
Our tactical cube at Beta has been destroyed. Destroy the emitter.
Come out, deuterium on the build. I'm moving so slow. Oh, you know what? This doesn't have comp engines on. I bet.
Our tactical cube at Delta has been destroyed. Destroy the emitter. The octahedra at Epsilon has been destroyed. Destroy the emitter.
So for high-end DPS runs, we haven't been running the comp engines as much recently. I wouldn't recommend following that for general gameplay, but that's why some of my recent builds don't have the comp engines on, because we just don't need them at that level. The run is so fast that we are like completely covered by temp surge, thirst for battle, deuterium evasive, like just haven't needed it in that environment.
The octahedra at Beta has been destroyed.
Ship is under
Destroy the emitter. The octahedra at Beta has been destroyed.
CSV misfired there.
Destroy the emitter.
Back up now at least.
Other roads have arrived at Unicomplex Gamma. Destroy them.
Yeah, if you
warning. Ship is under attack.
dismiss the pets, yeah, that should be fine. It's just if you dismiss the ship, you might have to. Sometimes the pets you can't buy until they're, unless the ship is like actively on your roster.
Focus on those that are active.
I mean, to shoot.
Target's shield has failed.
We have analyzed your tactics. We have adapted. We are on board. defenses are insufficient. You will be assimilated.
The cubes have fused together. We must destroy this monstrosity. This huge cube is split into 8 sections, each with its own power source and shield. These sections must be shut down individually. We must leave the area.
And remember, you can still play those games on PC. Most of them are available through GOG.
An operation well done.
And the great thing with GOG is they'll also often put some work in to make sure that the games can still play on modern operating systems. Yeah. Yeah, GOG does a lot of good work with that. Like, if a game is available through GOG, I like to pick it up through them because I believe in supporting what they do. But also, there's no DRM. So you're just getting the installers. So if they're... You don't ever have to worry about that storefront, losing your games if that storefront shuts down, because you've got your installer, you've got the files. Like, you don't have any DRM to deal with. It's just there. Curious too. I just want to see how the temps are doing so far. I was really worried at one point that I may have like accidentally damaged the processor, but that's doing well. I mean, 75 right now. What are we doing GPU wise? 45. And coolant temp is high. I need to go in and change the fan settings. Normally I don't let the water temp go above 35. So I need to go in and change that. 43 is a bit high for what I like temp to be. I don't think any of the old Star Trek games were similar, at least from what I can recall. That is true, Magnus, yeah. Okay. What do we want to do next here? That was just a Tetrion setup on the Typhoon. Again, people often go on about Tetrion, Polaron, not being as good as Phaser, but realistically, when you sit down and look at the numbers on stuff, Tetrion or Polaron or whatever setup's not that far behind. How are we doing time-wise here? Do something that makes me happy. That's terrible, Chiaps. No, I'm fine. I had some good clippable moments earlier with the torps on the Typhoon. I mean, what I find fun is lockboxes. I can't open any on live right now, but I can see how far out from the pity point I am on some other characters. Ozempic for gambling. Have it in a dairy, not an alt, but can't remember where or how I got it. You got it probably from that summer event, so just go to reclaim and grab it from there. Yeah, I would imagine, David, you got that from that summer event. That was a couple years back. How am I able to switch games so easily? Like, what do you mean? For multiple Stow clients? I'm just using the standalone launcher. Gonna rip open a couple Infinity, just see how far away from the pity point I am. Nice. Those quartermaster doffs are good. They're a bit underrated, like I said. Like, to be perfectly clear, perfectly honest, I did not mention them in that video as like some sort of market manipulation. It's just legitimately a duty officer that I think is good. It's an older one that people just generally don't use, and with people spamming the large oxbats now, there's, you know, there's once again a bit of value to them. Dan, I just want to see how far away from the pity point I am. And I can sort of test that over here on Tribble. I am running low on keys. I'm gonna have to restock on keys over here soon. Without follow. Indeed, Mark the Chief. Okay, so I have 278 keys here, and I just want to see how long it takes for me to get a T6 box. I'm gonna type that in chat so I remember 278. I'm nowhere nearby. But you just look at all the junk you get with Infinity nowadays. Like, Infinity, it really sucks to open right now. Like, all these off packs need to be in choice packs. all this stuff needs to be in a corresponding choice pack. It is such a horrible experience. Okay, so I am nowhere near the pity point. Okay. That took 229 boxes because I started at 278 and that was... I'm left with 48 keys, but I opened one extra after I got the ship. So the pity system in this game, basically when you're with lockboxes, I go into more detail in it in a dedicated video, but it's like 304, 306, right around there. Your chance to win a ship goes from 0.29 up to 2.9. It's not a guaranteed drop. It just increases your chance to win. So I'll copy a character over to Tribble and rip keys over there to just see how far away I am from the pity point. If I get a ship within like the first 100, I'll repeat it just to see if that was a one-off or if I'm actually that close. In this case, I was clearly really far off, so I wouldn't go in and open on this character right now for Infinity. It's per lockbox per character. But just to also be clear, this was on the Triple Test server, this opening. So that means I can go through and just delete the box like that and not feel bad. But just to also demonstrate how expensive this system is, you know, if I had done this on the live server, that would have been over $200. And that's for a ship for a single character. So all the discussions we've had about how these things need to be account-wide unlocks, or there needs to be a way to make them account-wide, that's why. Because on average, when you factor in the drop rate for this stuff, it's over $200 on average to win a T6 ship. And that's for a single character. There needs to be a way for them to become account-wide unlocks that is not waiting 2 to 3 years or longer for them to be put into a MUDs bundle. There needs to be an immediate route for them to be made an account-wide unlock once you have them. And again, I started out with 278 and I ended up getting it 229 in. So $229 to get a single ship for a single character. That's ridiculous. There's been many different concepts tossed out for how to make these things available account-wide. You know, that isn't through the MUD store. But I do very much feel, you know, with the Dilex situation we have going on right now, make it something dilithium-wise. You know, it's been brought up a ton, and we said it earlier, but you know, I think if there was an option after I got a promo ship to pay $1 million dilithium to make it an account-wide unlock, that would help the Dilex situation out. They'd begin, you know, more money out of it, and I think more people would, in general, engage with the those systems. Red Alert, thank you for the follow. I don't want to see the account unlock in the Zen store. That would just make the Dilex situation even worse. They can put it into the dilithium side of things. They're still getting money out of it, or they're getting more engagement with the game, so it's boosting their metrics. But also, if dilithium moves below 500 dil per zen, and a system like that is there, you know, the lower the Dilex rate goes, the more expensive it is to just directly buy that, you know, with real world money. So then that means that if the Dilex does go down, they're getting more money that way. And they're also getting more engagement in the game because free-to-play players feel that they feel more enabled when the Dilex isn't sitting at the 500 cap. When they're able to get dilithium instantly, free-to-play players are more enabled, and they feel that they can engage more with the game. So it's overall just a way to boost up various parts of the game and just boost activity. Breach, brother? I know. We've all said it so many times. It's an argument that's been around for the past several years. It's just a matter of, does Deca listen? Phil, I am all for that as well. And when I do a video going over dilithium fleet or dilithium sinks, I'm going to be focusing heavily on the fleet side of things. What would be an appropriate price in my opinion? So assuming that someone is spending, let's say someone gambles. They spend $200 to get the ship. I think at that point, having the account-wide unlock be $1 million would be a round, simple number. I think people could accept. That's basically $20 otherwise. I don't know. I mean, I think anywhere from $1 million to $2.5 million would be acceptable. Anything more than that, that's pushing it. That's $20 to $50. Because the other side of it is that there's going to be people buying the ships with EC, and the cost would be the same. So they want to find a way that keeps it profitable on their side, but it needs to be on the dilithium side of the exchange, not on the Zen side. The issue with Cryptic is they kept putting things into the Zen side, and it just kept making the Dilex situation worse. They may not really care about the Dilex, but that is something that boosts metrics up and boosts engagement in the game. Having it sit at 500 dil per Zen, where it takes a month for an order to go through, that demotivates the hell out of free-to-play players. Yeah, Lifetime could certainly use some buffs. I like the idea that was proposed a while back of making it so that you could just buy out with Zen, like the timer, so that you could do your next day of endeavors right away, and just letting people pay to lithium to just reset the timer back to 0, or to just do the next day of endeavors. Yeah, the lifetime ships are a bit dated. Yeah. They're weaker than most event ships we've had in the past couple of years. Yeah. If they wanted to troll, they could make buff up the lifetime ships, which were always more of like torpedo boats. Put them in there as like 4-3 or 5-3 pilot command ships. Make them like an Eagle alternative. Most people wouldn't care about that, but your torp pilots would. I think the lifetime map being buffed up would be a good thing. I don't know. There's lots of ways to buff up lifetime. Captain Sable definitely needs more. Needs to be like a recruitment person there as well. Yeah, that'd be interesting, Red Alert. I did a video on the Lifetime map earlier this year. It's really a very dated map. It's that nebula that you see sitting around Sol System and Kronos, that bluish nebula. Yeah, veteran dill farmer, yeah. Yeah, there's lots of little ways that they could buff up Lifetime. Okay, I am gonna bail out though. Been streaming for just over 3 hours and want to go get some food. So if there's any final questions you guys have, feel free to drop them in. Yeah, I believe. I need to go in and play around with fan settings in the BIOS. I think what it is I forgot to plug in the temp sensor directly into the motherboard, so I need to have the fan set to scale based off that instead of CPU again. CPU temp is fine, but that water temp is too high. What's the best ground weapon? I think there's a lot of personal preference there. The Disco full auto rifle is my personal favorite from the Lobby store. The random system will only accept 5-player TFOs, and any of the competitive ones require 10 players. The same for Crystalline. And some of them that used to require EV suits, like the new Kara, those are set to not be included in there as well. Okay, if you guys have any other questions, drop them in the CasualSAB Discord, and if you're needing build help, make sure to check out the Builds Discord, both of which are linked down below. Thank you all for tuning in. I will see you guys around.